Hi everyone and welcome to this Mass Effect Andromeda mod showcase for the Hypergalaxy ReShade. All of the footage in this video, apart from the comparison shots, were filmed with the ReShade active, either in its full version with all of the lighting effects on, or with the preset active but with vanilla lighting. This video was also created using the Andromeda cinematic tools. A link to these are provided down in the description below, as well as a link to the video I made covering the tools specifically. Now with these tools I froze the game in several places and used the free cam to fly around several objects and locations, as well as adding depth of field at times. Now depth of field isn't a feature of this ReShade preset, which is why I added it via the tool, but the mod author is looking to add it in the future. So let's take a look at some before and after shots. So first you'll see the vanilla game, followed by the ReShade preset coming over the top. Now the ReShade preset here is the full version, and it has a real pinkish purplish tint to it, which you can turn off using the minus key on the numpad, which will just put vanilla lighting on, but also with the ReShade goodies in there as well. So all of these are the vanilla game, then with the ReShade preset in full coming over the top. But so you can see the difference between all three types. Here we've got the full ReShade, the ReShade with vanilla lighting, and then full vanilla on the right hand side. My preference is the middle one, ReShade with vanilla lighting, but sometimes the full ReShade looks really nice, especially in this dark cave location that you're seeing here. Again, any depth of field in this video was created using the Andromeda cinematic tools. So let's now take a look at the installation of this ReShade preset. Okay, so let's take a look at the installation for this. Now, for me, it's a little bit trickier than it would be if I had my games installing to the normal C drive, program files, Origin games, Mass Effect Andromeda. If I was using that file path, things would be a hell of a lot simpler. But because I've installed them on a different drive, I like to keep my main drive a bit clearer, a bit nicer. So I install my games to a different drive. So this means that I have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery in the ReShade setup in order to get things working. So first what you need to do is follow links down in the description below to download the relative files. Here is the unpacked form of Femshepping's ReShade. These are the files that come with it, and I've just gone ahead and dumped the exe file for the ReShade setup in there as well, just so I've got everything in one place. These actually do download into separate files. This just downloads the exe from the link down below. So, once you've got all these files, you've unpacked them, etc., the first thing we need to do is install the ReShade. So just simply double click on the exe, go run, and it will pop up with this little window. First you need to select game. So luckily for me, it's already gone to where I installed my Mass Effect Andromeda on my editing bitch drive, which is, I don't know why I called it that, I was just having a moment. Double click on the exe for Mass Effect Andromeda. And then we need to select the rendering API. Now if you don't know what this is, there is a link on the ReShade page which will tell you a game's rendering API. Unfortunately, Mass Effect Andromeda is not on there at the moment. But what I can tell you is, if you look here at these files, you've got the DXGI, that usually means that it is DirectX 3D 10 Plus. So we're going to click on that one. And then it's going to ask you, do you wish to download a collection of standard effects from this repository? We're going to select yes. And it's going to download all those effects for us. And this will depend obviously on your internet speed, etc., on how long this process takes. Luckily for me, it's not going to take too long, he says, as it stops at 80%. There we go, sorted. Leave all of these checked, click OK, and then it says installing Mass Effect Andromeda succeeded. So we can close this little window here now. And this is the game directory here, and we can see these are the files that have now been installed. So we've got this dxgi.dl, the ini file for it, and the ReShade shaders. What you'll also get when you load up the game is you'll get a log file, a dxgi log file as well, which will appear, and you can go ahead and delete that if you're uninstalling the ReShade. So to uninstall the ReShade from here, we can just select these three files and hit delete, and that will uninstall ReShade from the game. Now what we need to do is go along to the download for Femshepping's ReShade profile, grab all three of those, copy them, go to the game directory, and paste those in. Replace the files if it asks, because what we're replacing is these dxgi.dl and ini files, because they are controlled from these ones here. And there's also a login here already as well, but that would be generated if you booted up the game. So what we need to do now is go into the game itself. Here's Origin open, press play, and wait for Origin to take its time in loading the game. And knowing my luck, it won't load correctly the first time either. Oh my god, it loaded correctly the first time. That is fantastically amazing. So, you'll see at the top left there, now it's gone, but there was a little notification to tell you that ReShade is running in the background. So what we need to do here is press the default Shift F2, and this will open up the ReShade menu. Now, you'll notice straight away that for me, something is a little bit off here, because it says that the destination, or the directory for the Hypergalaxy ReShade INI, is in C Programs Files, Origin Games, Mass Effect, and I don't have that. It doesn't even exist. So we need to do a couple of things here to get this running. Now, we simply need to go to Settings, and here we can see the directories that it's trying to pull the default ReShade shaders from and textures. And we need to change these because, again, they don't exist for me. For you, you may have these directories, but if you install to a different directory to the default one displayed here, then you'll need to do this as well. So this is really simple to do. So I just need to Alt-Tab here and pick up the, not that one, this one. Let's close that one down. And basically what I need to do, if we just pull this to the side a little bit, so we're going to have two on the screen at the same time. We need to pretty much replace this with the correct one. So the first one is simply this directory here. So just click in your bar if you've got Windows 10, if you've got Windows 7, sorry, I think it's slightly different. But you just need the full directory path here. Let's copy that out, Control-C, and basically highlight it in this one in game, and paste it in, Control-V. And that is the first step. We also need to do it for this line here. Paste that one in. Now, I believe this first one is the shaders path, so we need to find that, which is in the ReShade shaders folder, shaders, and this is the path that we need. So let's click in the box, copy that out, Control-C. And just highlight the line, paste it in. And this bottom one here is the textures path. So again, let's just go back a page, go to textures, click in the box to get the full path, Control-C. And let's just make sure I've got the full line selected there. I know I haven't got the C selected, so I'm just going to delete it this time and then paste it in. And that is pretty much done. You'll also notice here, if I was to take screenshots, they would go to a folder that doesn't exist. So you can change that if you're wanting to take screenshots via the ReShade tool. What we're going to do here, though, is restart the tutorial at this point, which will mean when we go to the home page, we'll get the tutorial set up. Click continue. Again, it's got the wrong path here, so let's drop that down and select the right one. And that will then start loading all of the effects. Like so. So let's click continue again. These are all the effects that have been loaded. Excellent. And I believe if we go down to the bottom of the page, it's got continue. Let's press continue. And let's finish the tutorial. And that is the ReShade now installed for us. Now there's one more thing that I want to do here. I want to go to settings. And I want to go to this box here that's currently empty by default, and it's the effects toggle key. Now this is very useful for me because this helps me take obviously videos and shots of this mod. I'm going to change that to being scroll lock, so just hit scroll lock on your keyboard, like so. And what this means is if I close this window, if I press scroll lock, it will turn the effect off. And if I press it again, it will turn it back on. Like so. So you can see it is actually making quite a few changes at this current point. Okay, so that is how you install the ReShade if you don't have your games installed to the default directory. Obviously I understand this ReShade preset won't be to everybody's liking, and sometimes ReShade presets and ENBs as well are used more for screen archery rather than actual gameplay. For me, this ReShade is nice to use with the vanilla lighting option rather than the full version with the purple hue. I can use that quite nicely in normal gameplay, and for me the colours are nice and soft but also vibrant at the same time, and it just feels a lot nicer with the ReShade preset on. If you like the look of the preset, you'll find a link down in the description below, which will take you to the mod page. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.